Hello, I'm glad you're back for video number 2. And I'm glad you're with me. This is Edna White once again, and our subject still is Find Your Purpose, Live Your Passion. Now, I told you in video 1 that I'd come back and give you the 10 tips that you need to move forward to find your true life purpose. Now, number 1 is explore the things you love to do. We all are born with a deep and meaningful purpose that we have to discover. Your purpose is not something you need to make up, it's already there. You have to uncover it in order to create the life you want. You may ask yourself, what is my purpose in life? You can begin to discover your passion or your purpose by exploring two things. What do you love to do? And what comes easily to you? Of course, it takes work to develop your talents. Even the most gifted person, or even a musician, let's take a musician, still has to practice. But it should feel natural, like rowing downstream rather than upstream. And I know I've done that a couple times when I was canoeing. I love to teach. I love to write. I love to coach. I love to facilitate trainings and develop transformational seminars, workshops, and courses. I love to bring other leaders together for conferences and to co create new approaches to our work. These things come easy for me. Although I invested many years learning how to master these skills, I love every minute of it. In other words, work is required, but suffering is not. If you're struggling and suffering, you're probably not living your purpose. Number 2, ask yourself what qualities you enjoy expressing the most of the most in the world. First, ask yourself, what are the 2 qualities I most enjoy expressing in the world? So when I wake up in the morning, get up and excited about life, and I go into the world, what am I expressing? Mine are love and joy. Second, ask yourself, what are 2 ways I most enjoy expressing these qualities? Mine are inspiring and empowering people. I inspire people with moving stories that I tell in my seminars, in my workshops, and I write about them in my books. And I empower them by teaching them powerful success strategies that they can apply to their own lives. Number 3, create a life purpose statement. And I thought this was really tricky when I first did it. And I was like, why would I want to create a life purpose statement? Right? But I did. So listen to this. Take a few moments and write a description of what the world would look like if you were operating perfectly according to you. In my perfect world, everybody is living the highest version of themselves, and they are doing whatever they want, that's and being whatever they want and having everything they want. Finally, combine all 3 of these into one statement and you will have a clear idea of your purpose. Mine is inspiring and empowering people to live their highest vision and to live their highest vision in the context of love and joy. Number 4, decide where you want to go. Use your inner compass to clarify your visions. I didn't say go ask anybody. I didn't say, announce it on Facebook. I said use your inner compass to clarify your vision and figure out where you want to go. Then lock in your destination through goal setting, affirmations, and visualization, and start taking the actions that will move you in the right direction. With every picture you visualize, you're inputting the destination you want to go to. Just like when you want to buy a car, you know what type of car you want. You go and you sit in it, you drive it, you test drive it, and you Then you put together a plan to get that vehicle, just like I did. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly what it looked like. I knew exactly how it felt, and I got it. Every time you express a preference for something, you're expressing an intention. A table by the window, which I'm sitting next to at my house, front row seats at a conference, first class tickets, which I want on a plane one day, very soon, a room with an ocean view, which I have right now, or a loving relationship, which I am focused on. All these images and thoughts are sending requests to the universe. Send them out there. If you stay out of its way, meaning you don't interrupt the process with a stream of negative thoughts, doubts, and fears, and your inner GPS will keep unfolding the next steps along your route as you continue to move forward. In other words, once you clarify and then stay focused on your vision, you can do this with a vision board or meditation. The exact steps will keep appearing along the way in the form of internal guidance, creating ideas and new opportunities. 5, be clear about your life purpose. Once you're clear about what you want and you keep your mind focused, then how will you keep showing up? Sometimes just when you need it, or not at no inopportune moment. You were born with the inner guidance that tells you when you are on or off course by the amount of joy you are experiencing. The things that bring you the greatest joy are in alignment with your purpose and will get you where you want to go. When the present contradicts the goal, you will not be going anywhere. You'll be stuck. When you present your goals to the universe and you say the universe, this is what I want, is the most powerful thing you could ever do. You'll be surprised and dazzled, I know I am, by what it delivers. This is where the magic and the miracles truly happen. So take some time to think honestly and openly about where you are currently in your life and what you want to do with your life. What is your financial status? How are your relationships going? How is your health? And so on and so on and so on. Now think about where you would like to be. If your life were perfect right now, what would it look like? What kind of job would you have? And where would you be living? By continually doing the exercise, you'll send powerful triggers to your subconscious mind to help you get out there. Number 6, conduct a passion test. And you will have access to this passion test, which will be added to the course itself as um, your PDFs, all the PDFs and the readings that you need to do. So this passion test was developed by Chris and Janet Atwood. It's simple, yet it's elegant process. You start by filling in the blanks 15 times for the following statements, and it's just easy. I'm going to read them to you, and you'll have them, but you'll have to think about them during the course. When my life is ideal, I am blank. The word you choose to fill in the blank must be a verb. It must be something that you are going to take action on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take you through the process. I'm going to show you. I'm going to read you two of the questions. My life is ideal when I'm being of service to massive numbers of people. So that's what I said. Now, what would you say? My life is ideal when I'm being blank. My life is ideal when I'm helping people blank. My life is ideal when I'm speaking to blank. My life is ideal when I'm blank. My life is ideal when I'm blank. Now, what I filled in, this is what it looked like. My life is ideal when I'm being of service to massive numbers of people. My life is ideal when I'm helping people with their vision. My life is ideal when I'm speaking to large groups. My life is ideal when I'm being part of a spiritual leaders network. My life is ideal when I'm creating a core group of ongoing trainers who feel identified with in my organization. Once you've created 15 statements, you have identified the top five choices. You have to identify the top five choices. To do this, you compare statements one and two to identify which is most important. Take the winner of the comparison and decide whether it's more or less important than statement number three. And keep going until all the 15 statements are down to five. And then that's how you know the process will work. For me, a life goal would be when I'm helping people live their vision, I'm giving at least 20 workshops a year for at least 10,000 people total. And at each event, people are coming up afterwards and saying, "You've really empowered me to live my vision." That's one of my life goals. Once you know what your passions are and how your life will look when you're living it, you can create action plans to turn your dreams into reality. 7. Conduct a joy review. Another technique you can use to help you identify your purpose is to conduct a joy review. Simple as in 30 minutes. Set aside 30 minutes time and make a list of all the times you've been at the greatest joy of life. So every time you were happy, write it down that you were really at the joyful part of your life. When I did it, it was when I was running in school, when I was in the basketball. I think when I was in basketball, that was one of my joyous times. When I was really enjoying being and just being myself, was no pressure. Um, and I had a bunch of things that I was doing, but I wrote down a lot. So one of them was, I started back when I was a teenager. So one of them was when I played basketball. The others is when I was hanging out with my brother. He was like my best bud. The others when I went to college and, just a few more other things, but you have to write them all down. Okay. And then look for a pattern among all of them all the time. In my case, it was when I was teaching, inspiring, and empowering people to reach for their dreams and to have more love, joy, and abundance in their lives. Since we know that the secret of happiness is part of your internal guidance system, telling you when you're on course, you can determine a lot about your life purpose from completing this joy review. Now remember, the joy review is just 30 minutes time, sitting down, writing all the joyous times in your life, and then correlating what was the most empowering thing or the relatable thing in all of them. That will tell you, and that will show you your joy meter. That will give you the joy that you need to review. Okay? Number 8, take time for yourself. One of my coaching students is a successful doctor, and that doctor was struggling to identify his purpose. I suggested another exercise and asked him to look back over his life and answer the question, when have I felt most fulfilled? He shared 3 periods in which he felt the happiest and most fulfilled. First, he told me about a time with his grandfather when he was growing up. Then the second was his experience of playing with his grandchildren. The third time was when he spent vacationing on a sailboat. When I asked him what was common in all three of these experiences, and he told me that it was the sense of freedom that he felt. Noticing that none of these three experiences are related to his profession in medicine, I asked him to tell me about his fulfilling experiences as a doctor. As we examined his life further, it became apparent that he took very little time for himself. He was always on call, always working late, always overscheduled, with little or no free time for self care. I asked him why this was so, and he answered that people could die if he didn't attend to them. The problem became clear. By attending only to patients and never attending to himself, he was, in a sense, dying. So, to drive this point home, I asked him, what would you do in the following situation? A patient comes to you for an operation. If you operate on this patient, you will die. If you don't operate on him, he will die. It's him or you. What would you do? He reflected quietly on the scenario for a very long time. And then finally he said, I would choose to live rather than I would choose to live rather than die myself. It doesn't make sense to kill myself to save others. This was a turning point in his life. He later told me that while he still wants to serve people, he now knows he has the right to take care of himself, his mind, his body, and his needs. The doctor now places a higher value on doing what truly comes from his heart, not someone else's. 9. Align your goals with your life purpose. We're all gifted with a set of talents and interests that tells us that we're supposed to be doing. Once you know what your life purpose is, organize all your activities around it. Everything you do should be an expression of your purpose. In an activity or a goal that doesn't fit the formula, don't work on it. Aligning with your purpose is most critical when setting professional goals. When it comes to personal goals, you have more flexibility. If you want to learn how to paint or write or water ski or canoe, go ahead and do so. If your goal is to get fit and lose weight, move ahead with confidence. Nurturing yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually will make you more energized, resilient, and motivated to live your purpose on a professional front. However, don't ignore the signs that your job or career is not right for you. If you dread Monday morning and live for the weekends, it may be a sign that it's time to follow your heart and pursue the work you long to do. 10. Lean into your true life purpose. Once you have gained more clarity about your purpose, you don't need to completely overhaul your life, completely all at once. Instead, just lean into it bit by bit. Start living your purpose a little more fully every day and pay attention to the feedback you're receiving from others and from internally and in terms of the results you're getting, you're producing, and also how you're feeling. So let's find your true purpose. You got big dreams and ambitions. Now it's time to start acting on them while taking your life to a whole new level. I want to leave you with a bit of homework. Think about your true purpose. Assume the world is perfect right now. What does this world look like? How is everyone interacting with each other? What does it feel like? Write down your answer as a statement in the present tense, the way you see the perfect world. Remember that a perfect world is a fun place to be in. Once you determine this, go back and read it every day. Your purpose is most likely has to do something to do with creating that with the world in some way. Maybe a small way with your friends, family, neighborhoods, community, or work groups, or maybe on a grander scale. Simply close your eyes and visualize that perfect world for a few minutes every day. Then you can watch your opportunities that help create the world wherever you are. You can watch for them. They'll appear, they'll come up. And if, like me, you're interested in helping others, you will find your true purpose. Now, I know you have some homework to do. And if you're taking that homework, you have two other pieces of homework to do in this fourth lesson. Now, I hope you got something out of it. Get started doing the homework. Lesson 5, the fifth day will be summarizing everything together. See you then.